Hello, Ujjaval. Hello, Shiva. Thank you for joining me in this conversation today.
Thank
Hi.
you.
So for all our viewers who are watching this interview, I am extremely excited because we are going to be talking about something which we are bringing to you, which is a whole new program, one of a kind, that Kocharya is launching, which is called the Integrated Coaching Program. It is an integration of three really valuable and extremely powerful concepts. One is biomimicry. Second is design thinking. And the third one is systems thinking habits. So I'm sure you are excited to know what this program is about. And it's a program that Ujjaval and Shiva have put their heart, mind, and soul into. So it's going to be something that we're going to learn more about in this conversation. Before we get started, I'm going to just take a minute to also introduce Ujjaval and Shiva. I think all our viewers do know Ujjaval because he is from our coaching community and a trainer with Kocharya. But I'm going to once again introduce you, Ujjaval, for our audience. Ujjaval is a practicing coach since 2012. He is a faculty member at Kocharya and he's founded United Minds in 2012. And the purpose is to create new possibilities. We are really happy, Ujjaval, that we're going to be discussing this course today with you. I'm also going to introduce Shiva to our audience. So Shiva is the co-founder of Biomimicry Compass, which was incubated at INSTI Madras, that explores nature-based solutions to address challenges in the human world and enables innovators and change makers to tap into 3.8 billion years of nature's wisdom to solve problems. He is also guest faculty at IIT Madras, where he teaches courses on creativity, systems thinking, biomimicry, entrepreneurship, cross-culture, and life skills. Welcome, Shiva. Welcome, Ujjaval. Thank you for taking the time out. So before we get started, I'm sure a lot of viewers want to know what these concepts really mean. And I know they are really valuable, deep, but if you could, for our interview, Shiva, share with us briefly what each of these actually mean.
Well, it's always a pleasure to speak about things you love. And so the first one, biomimicry, is simply to look out of the window. If you look out of the window, you see biomimicry, because biomimicry is about an engineer called nature. And biomimicry is, the word biomimicry itself suggests that there is the possibility for us to imitate nature in order to solve human problems. So the minute I say that nature is an engineer, then the next question therefore is, can I learn something from that engineering marvel that nature is? And the next question therefore is, what is the problem that I have that nature can help me solve? So now, supposing I have a problem to solve and I say, I want to solve this problem, instead of looking at the problem, the solution in the conventional way, I can ask, how has nature solved it? And using nature's design principles, using nature's strategies to solve the problem that I have is biomimicry. The classic example is the lotus leaf. When I walk into a forest, all of us when we walk into a forest, we see a lotus leaf. The lotus leaf is very clean. And the lotus leaf, instead of just saying, wow, the lotus leaf is clean, can we also ask ourselves, how does the lotus leaf remain clean? So the lotus leaf must be employing some sort of an engineering design to keep itself clean. And then when you examine the leaf, it has these small micro nodules that prevent the water from staying on the leaf and washing it away. The question therefore is, can we use this strategy to keep our clothes clean? There's actually a company called Lotusan Paint, which makes paint using this technology. So what we have actually done is imitate nature biomimicry. Sorry for the long explanation, but I thought, it's important for us to understand that there is an engineer right outside our window.
No, this was really helpful, Shiva, and a very clear example as well for us to understand how biomimicry actually helps in solving problems based on the inspiration that we can gather from nature. So this was really helpful. Shiva, if I can also request you to add a few more points regarding design thinking and systems thinking habits.
design thinking is again a very magical concept, because imagine you coming into a program with simply a problem and not even knowing anything about the topic, but simply a problem. And then imagine you sticking to the process of design thinking, which is simply empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. All you've got to do is sincerely stick to the process. And at the end of the test phase, you are actually presented with a solution. So you start to make and design things in spite of yourself, right? Even if you don't want to, even if you're reluctant about design, you are forced to design because you follow the process. And that's the beauty of design thinking, because it gives you the confidence that creativity is available to anyone at all. Right?
Amazing.
The third subject that we're talking about is systems thinking habits. Now, I'm differentiating systems thinking from this system thinking habits, because the habits, when we learn it, will help us understand why problem. It will not help us solve problems. It will help us to understand problems. Having several approaches to understand how problem. For instance, supposing I'm very upset, someone is very upset that they have done badly in an exam, and all they are thinking of is about how badly they've done. Then one of the habits is to look at the big picture. Looking at the big picture is nothing but getting into a helicopter and taking yourself up in the helicopter and looking at your life from the height and asking yourself, is this small problem I'm going through because I haven't done well in the exam so important compared to what all I can achieve in my life? For instance, in the next 2 years, I may actually build a house for my parents and things like that, right? So there are several things that the helicopter ride can tell you that you're not able to see when at that point in time when something not very happy has happened to you. So several habits like this is what we will learn in systems thinking.
Absolutely. So almost zooming out to see the other possibilities that lie.
Right.
Wonderful. I think just being a learner coach, I was just trying to draw some connects where I thought, I heard you use the word empathy and creativity when you spoke about design thinking, taking inspiration from nature when you spoke about biomimicry, and just understanding a system to actually understand what the true nature of the problem is. So just beginning to make some kind of a connection to coaching. But I think we have Master Coach here with us who would help us to actually understand that in more detail. So Ujjaval, over to you. If you could just share with us some examples of how you see these three concepts coming together into coaching as a practice.
Yeah, sure, Kiwa. See, coaching is one of the finest tools available, moving from the current reality to the desired state.
Right.
Okay. So it may mean that somebody wants to overcome something, resolve a problem, or somebody wants to reach to the next level. There is no problem, but they want to take something in their life, in their work situation to the next orbit or next level. Okay. So and for coaching to be successful, there are some of the most beautiful core competencies that International Coaching Federation has designed. Okay, and I just cite some of them, which is about how do we cultivate trust and psychological safety? How do we remain present in the moment? How do we listen actively? And how do we focus on evoking awareness? Because as you know that as coaches, we believe that the solution lies somewhere within. How somebody can reach to the solution with the process of inquiry, holding of space in a non-judgmental manner with unconditional positive regard. Right. Now, when Shiva and I met somewhere last year, in the December last year, and our founder, Kucharia founder, Ram Ramanathan, who inspired us to look at that, when Shiva and I were discussing, we draw some parallels, because design thinking, systems thinking habits, and biomimicry, they all help you to look at your situation from a different perspective, Look at interconnections, look at interdependency, and also become an avid learner. So, so as coaching helps you to look within, okay, biomimicry helps you to look within Mother Nature. So, can Mother Nature be your co-coach, or can Mother Nature be your solution partner? So, with this course, we are also connecting the two. What is there within us? What is there within Mother Nature? And it might be just good enough for you to resolve what you want to resolve, take something to the next level. So, using these three amazing methodologies and coaching as a process, I have no doubt that anybody who is looking to live a better life or lead a better performance, they don't have to look anywhere else. Just look within, and just look within Mother Nature, and you are done.
And I think as you went back in time and mentioned how in December is when you first began to think about this course, we're almost a year to December now. So I think this has taken a lot of time, a lot of thinking, a lot of planning. And I also saw Shiva smiling at that point. I think you went back in time. So I'm just really curious to know from both of you, and what inspired you, like that, yes, let's do this. Let's take the plunge, let's create a new course, and let's bring this to people who want to learn and really learn at a very deep level.
Thanks, Ujjaval. The first inspiration is the world of intersections, right? That intersections tell us that when two ideas intersect, a third new idea is born. And the world of intersections, everything that, for instance, food, music, when two types of music intersect, a third type of music is born. When two types of food intersect, a third type of food is born. All of us are used to fusion food and fusion music. So why not try intersections in these four very valuable coaching by itself it just helps a person from right down to something right above. It just evokes awareness in him saying, wow, what am I doing with my life? Can I do something better? And biomimicry, again, is about saying, is there so much in nature that I can learn from? Design thinking is about saying, can I simply follow a process and actually draw into my own self and draw that creativity in me? And system thinking is the approaches to life. So therefore, the excitement for Ujjaval and I was, can we intersect? Because normally intersection is about two ideas and a third idea emerging. Here we are saying, can we experiment with four ideas and look at a fifth idea emerging? So that was the inspiration as to why we started this.
You can almost feel the energy, the passion. I'm getting very excited as I'm listening to both of you today. Ujjwal, would you like to add something?
Yeah, absolutely. So just complementing what Shiva said, I think first of all, at an individual level, we both found connection. And when we started discussing, we say that, okay, it's about let's integrate and offer a coaching program, because what happens is when you learn all three and you get transformed. But what if you want to transform many people around? Can coaching be the vehicle on which all these three approaches, which are very approaches of life and approaches to life, how that can be integrated? And we have also discussed a lot over the last about 8-10 months. And I believe that this is going to be one of the most unique learning opportunities whosoever is planning to consider.
Really like what you said about coaching being a vehicle, and also how it's transformation of the self, and then how do you take it to a lot more, many people around you. So wonderful. So coming to that, Ujjwal, both Shiva and you have seen a few of your working documents, and honestly, I'm like, oh my God, how have these two drawn all these connections to coaching and this competency and that competency? And it's really phenomenal to see all of that, and now to see it take shape in this form that it is in today. So for people who join this program, what are the possibilities that will open up for them according to you by going through this special way of learning coaching through this integrated way?
It's a great question, because that's why I'm saying I need to give the best. A good question deserves a good answer, right? So I'm putting myself in the shoes of the person who wants to take this program. Now, therefore, this person who has chosen this program, he goes through the entire program. At the end of the program, what happens to him? He, of course, learns coaching from a master coach in Ujjaval, right? And what else does he learn? He learns innovation skills. Now, I'm not going to brand the person who comes in and saying he's an innovation coach. I'm not going to brand it, because there's nothing called innovation coach. I think it's about the coaching using innovation in his coaching. That's what we're talking about. So the person who comes in can either aspire to an innovation coach, that is pure innovation, or a person who comes in can say, I want to be a good coach, but I want to be serving my client to the best of my abilities. And in order to serve to the best of my abilities, I want to learn everything about innovation there is to learn. And therefore, what is he getting out of the course? He's getting two major topics to learn from, which is learning innovation from nature. How does nature innovate? And using those principles in order to do the coaching. And he's learning innovation from the design thinking process, which is a world acclaimed process, and using those principles in order to teach. And what else is he getting? He's also getting the systems thinking approach to help the client understand problems. So at the end of this program, the person who comes to this program will go away with having learned coaching at a very mastery level. He would have accumulated lots and lots of tools for innovation. He would have understood how nature does innovation, and he would have understood several approaches to problem understanding, not problem solving, that he's going to be equipping himself with.
Wonderful. I'm almost hearing, Shiva, that depending on what I want to take out of it. So if I believe that I want to pick up innovative practices, this course will give me that. If I want to deepen my problem solving, this course will give me that. If I want to think of sustainable solutions, a sustainable way of actually coming up with something that stays in the system, I have a solution here. And that's what I think makes this extremely, extremely powerful. Ujjwal, anything you would like to add?
Yes, I think Shiva has said that. If I can just add that, so the world order that we are in requires new way of living, new way of working. COVID has shown that whatever we might have been doing earlier, many of these things requires new and fresh look at life, fresh look at work, fresh look at designing different solutions. Yeah. So and future is largely unknown, right? So if you are an innovation professional, if you are a scientist, if you are research and development professional, and if you are into management of products, designing of solutions, sustainability, net zero. So whenever you think of leading yourself or your organization into a better future, this course is definitely going to help at an individual level, at a team level, and also at a systemic level of the whole organization.
Sure. Thank you, Ujjwal, for that clarity. And just in continuation of this, if you could share a little about the structure of the course, because I think for people who are also looking at it largely from a credentialing point of view, what is it that we're offering through this course?
Yes, Kiva. So this course is going to be integrated, so which means that somebody can look at signing up for foundation and advanced, and also team coaching, because people who are working professionals who would need to apply, suppose many of my clients who are research and development scientists from, say, pharmaceutical industry. Now, if they want to discover a new molecule, they cannot work alone. They have to work with a team. So what we have thoughtfully incorporated team coaching also into this program. So this can be a three bucket offering. One is one may look at joining the foundation program or add foundation and advanced program, which will prepare them for level 1 stroke ACC or level 2 stroke PCC credential. And you can also add team coaching, which will prepare you for ACTC credential. But if somebody decides that, no, I want to just take a foundation program now, and as the course progresses, team coaching, I will take it. I may go for level 2 or PCC later. That also is a possibility. Or also, we also have created a module that for those coaches who are already credentialed at ACC level and would like to learn design thinking, biomimicry, and system thinking habit way of coaching and want to join at a PCC level with us and then go for team coaching, that also is a possibility. Okay, so the whole package is going to look like about all three courses together would look like about 30 weeks of engagement, 3 hours a week, and also equal amount of additional 3 hours in a week they would need to allocate for doing a lot of, because this is going to be experiential learning, the combination of synchronous and asynchronous hours. So they would need to learn in the class. They would also need to apply the learning, reflect and apply. So they will have something to watch, something to read, and something to practice before they come for the next week. So this is going to be an intense course in that sense. But these 30 weeks, if you give of your life to us, we can almost assure you that your next life after 30 weeks will be much better.
I can already sense that, Ujjwal, and all that both Shiva and you have shared, and how powerful this course actually sounds. And I was also thinking, let's say if I'm an educator, I may not necessarily be from, let's say, an innovation or R&D space, but I think educators are doing that continuously, right? You're problem solving at all times. So I'm just seeing that there are so many people from different walks of life who can actually benefit so much from this course.
Yeah. For example, if I can just add before we go to Shiva, that there are technology students, okay, who are studying at premier institutes like IIT, where Shiva is teaching. They can look for even people who are not from technology background, but looking to just learn that how to solve problems, because life is not just about everything happy-go-lucky in life. There are also problems. So how do we not get bugged with the problem, but just look at the problem as something to solve, a game to play and see how it works out. Yeah,
and I
Shiva?
think when you do that, you have nature by your side, and you will somewhere find that answer.
Yes.
It gives you that sense that, okay, you can overcome this. There is a solution to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, two things. One is the conversation that happened between Ujjwal and me some time ago about why, and I'm grateful to Ujjwal for having brought in the team coaching bit, because when he brought it in, what struck me was, gone are the days where you can teach anything to anyone. I think teaching is passé, right? It's how can you teach innovation? Even though I have been teaching innovation for a long time, I'm asking myself, how can you teach innovation? Because innovation and creativity is something that's ingrained within. You can only evoke the innovation that's already there in all of us. And therefore, when you're looking at team coaching and you're looking at innovation and biomimicry and all that, it's a great opportunity for a team leader who wants to do this program to actually evoke the resident innovation abilities in his team. And therefore, all the participant has got to do as the leader is to assume the role of a coach and look at his team as a potential innovation machine, as potential innovators, and evoke that. So therefore, I'm glad that Ujjwal brought in the team coaching into this.
Yeah.
So I was thinking it's going to be very powerful for a person who wants to coach teams to do this program. All he's got to do is, the other thing is, as coaches, we also need lots and lots of tools that we can fall back on. So two things this course is going to do is to provide tools and approaches, both of which will help the coach to do his, to do justice to the client.
Absolutely. And I was just thinking about, I think I'd shared this one example with Ujjaval a while back. So when we had a conversation about this course and we had discussed systems thinking, design thinking, 2 days after that, I had a coaching session with a client and I got stuck in the conversation after a while. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't know how to take it forward because I actually didn't know how to, navigate. And suddenly I was just like, okay, zoom out, right? Look at the larger system that this client is in, right? And can I create that picture for this client? Can I ask a question that helps the client to create that bigger picture for themselves? And so I tried it, and it worked wonderfully. And the client was like, that question actually changed everything for me in the conversation. I remember, Ujjwal, if you remember, I texted you saying I tried something and I don't know if I did exactly what you had in mind, but that's the connect I got. And that's how it helped me in a coaching conversation.
Sure.
So this sounds really, really very exciting. And the course is going to start in just a couple of weeks. The course starts on 6th October. So I think a lot of us are just getting excited. We're hearing a lot from other people about what this course is going to entail. And I think both Ujjwal and Shiva have also offered that if anybody wants to know more about this course or have a conversation to understand these concepts, they're open to connecting with you as well. So I'm really thankful to both of you today for your time. But before we close out, I wanted to ask if there is anything that you would like to add for any of our viewers, which would help them to understand a little bit more about this course, or if they have some questions in their mind, probably these thoughts will, get them to the answer.
So, Ujjwal, can I go first, Ujjwal?
Yeah.
So I just want to add something on biomimicry, Kiwa. So the minute people listen to the lotus leaf example and biomimicry, many times they go away thinking that biomimicry is to solve technology problems. But not true, because looking at nature, one can also be inspired to solve team problems. One can also be inspired to solve leadership issues, right? And biomimicry, essentially, when you go deeper into biomimicry, deeper into nature, you find there are two aspects to biomimicry. One is, how does nature strategize? What does nature do in order to remain clean? What does nature do in order to regulate temperature? And such, technology problems nature is solving. For instance, to regulate temperature, the termite mound is a great example of regulating temperature. So one may go away with the feeling that it's only technology that nature handles. Not true, because nature also tells you how to do team building and leadership and all that. But there's one more very important thing, and that's why I thought I'll add to this. There's something called design principles of nature. When nature makes design, when nature is designing, nature follows 10 design principles. And these are the design principles we're going to be concentrating on in the course also. For instance, one of the design principles is nature uses only the energy that it requires and does not waste energy. Now, is there a coaching lesson from this that nature is doing? Well, nature is resilient to disturbances is one more design principle that nature uses. So when there is a fire, nature has provisioned a particular pine tree actually has two types of pine cones. One pine cone, of course, burns with the fire, but the other pine cone is designed in such a way that only when there is enough heat on the ground will the pine cone burst open and create a new forest. So is there a lesson in resilience for humans that we can learn from this example? So this is what biomimicry is, not only lessons for technology, but also lessons for life.
Wonderful examples, Shiva, and thank you for drawing that connect to these principles, because I think it's those principles that become, your guide as you go on that coaching journey. So the connect was really powerful. Thank you. Ujjwal, would you like to add something?
Oh, yes. Shiva has shared such a beautiful example. So maybe say somebody who is, because he brought leadership, so somebody who is looking to coach leaders or do executive coaching. So one might think that, okay, as an executive coach, I need to coach around performance issues, behavioral issues, um, engagement issues, okay, productivity, quality issues, how this will help. So also we would like to offer people who are opting for, say, a regular, they should not treat this as a special track and thinking that, okay, this is only for innovators, this is only for scientists and technologists or designers, not me. I'm a corporate executive and I'm going to be an internal coach or as an external coach coaching the corporate leaders. So as an addition, in order to what Shiva will beautifully bring out the connections to executive issues, challenges or topics that we coach, but also we are going to offer an additional, module where the basic tools that also which will be useful for them, apart from biomimicry, design thinking, and systems thinking habits. Additionally, they don't have to pay any additional charge. They just need to commit to 4 or 5 sessions extra, where we would be offering them regular tools which will be useful to them, like NLP and coaching, appreciative inquiry and coaching, how to manage polarities, how to give feedback like a coach, how to conduct performance reviews like a coach, or how to handle hard-nosed corporate situations. So some tools and techniques also will be added as an addendum to the course, for which they don't need to pay anything extra. Okay, so you are not going to be learning this, and then you might be thinking, oh, I'll wait for the regular course. I am not one of those. So you may still learn this, and we will equip you with what will help you in day-to-day coaching as well. So rather than this or this, you can just join this course. Shiva is also an accomplished credential coach himself and brings this specialization. And I also must tell you that he is one of the most top-rated faculties at IIT Madras and a very revered faculty there. So now his wisdom will be available to anybody across the globe who wants to sign up. Yeah.
Thank you, Ujjaval.
Thank you. Yes, I today I've had the pleasure of talking to two brilliant minds, and it's been really very interesting to know about this program, the thought process, this everything that's gone in creating this special course for everybody. Ujjwal, to what you said, I'm almost hearing that whatever is contextually relevant, there is space for that within this course. So one doesn't need to look at themselves as, am I an innovator or a researcher or not? It's about coming and taking the most of the learning that comes and being able to apply it in your context. And like you said, there are additional tools and support that both Shiva and you would provide to all the learners.
Yes, absolutely. And just on the lighter note, all married men can think of joining this program. They will get a lot of strength from this program for them.
Any conversation is incomplete if we haven't heard a joke from Ujjwal. So, Shiva?
No, I was thinking there's also one more very important aspect. One is because we are learning from Ujjaval coaching. The other is the backing of Kocharya itself, right? So Kocharya and Ujjaval, I think the backing you get from very accomplished company like Kocharya and from a very accomplished coach like Ujjaval would embellish the program, is what I was thinking.
Thank you, Shiva, for that kind words. And yes, Kocharya's global community, you become a part of the family and you feel supported throughout the life. So that's absolutely one of the added benefits of joining this course. Yeah.
Absolutely right. I think every time I speak to a learner, that's the first thing that I hear, my peer group, the larger community. So yeah, we invite you all to join us for this program and become a part of our larger global community and get a chance to learn from these experts, both Shiva and Ujjwal. Thank you so much again for taking the time out for our conversation today. And all the other details for our viewers, you can see it in the description below. And you can connect with our team at contact@kocharya.com, and we'll be happy to take up any of your queries. So, thank you, Ujjaval. Thank you so much, Shiva.
Thank you.